Alright, well, I finally got the TX22 back. It's been several months since I reported that my slide broke. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link to it in the description. But after about 1,000 rounds, my slide broke, and I made a video about it because there's been several other reports of that happening. It seems to be becoming a somewhat commonplace with the TX22 is that these slides break. I've even had a few people come forward on that video adding to that, saying, yeah, the same thing happened to me. It was my fault it's taken so long because I just kept forgetting to send the pistol in. I've just been busy, and I just keep forgetting and forgetting and forgetting, and then I would remember, and then I'd remember at a time that I couldn't stop what I was doing to go and do it, and then by the time I remembered again, I was back in the same situation. But anyways, for many months, I just kept forgetting to send the pistol back in. Then when I finally remembered and started to do something about it, I called them twice. The first time I called, it said I was going to be on over a 2-hour wait on hold to get a hold of anybody. So I figured, well, okay, well, I'll call in another day or two, and maybe my wait time will be shorter. And so I called a few days later, and then it said try again later. It didn't even give the option to hold because the hold time was apparently so long that you weren't even given the option to hold. So it literally just said try again later. Our lines are too busy. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Somebody told me on one of the videos that you can just fill it out online and send it in. So that's what I did. It was a little bit difficult to navigate, and I don't remember exactly how I did it, but it took me a minute to find it. One way you would think you could go in to fill out for warranty repair didn't lead to what you needed so that you could do that. So it wasn't the easiest to navigate the website to find that, but I did finally find where I could fill out a little form. They have you put information on it, and then you send it in to them. So once I actually finally remembered, and once I actually found that, because I couldn't get through on the telephone, once I found there was a way to just fill it out online and ship it to them, it was only gone like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I got it back. So it's finally back. I've probably put, I don't know, 100 rounds through it. Everything's working fine. But some interesting things happened when I got it back. First and foremost, I got it back with a pretty plain Jane letter. They said what they replaced, and they basically said thank you for your business, and that was it. But they replaced obviously the slide, but also the barrel and the recoil spring. And I was like, why the hell did they replace that? Well, when I went to look for the magazines after I got it back to go shoot it, I found my old barrel and recoil spring assembly. So apparently I sent them the gun without the recoil spring or barrel, and they were nice enough to just replace it for me. So, I included my phone number and everything on the application for warranty repair. I would have expected that they would have called me like, hey, is there some reason that you didn't send us the barrel and the recoil spring? But they just went ahead and replaced it and didn't say anything other than they replaced it and thank you for your business. So that was pretty cool. So I really appreciate that. They just went ahead and replaced what I forgot to send them. So that was cool. So now I have an extra barrel and recoil spring. So the slide itself, it seems slightly different. It has a different feel to it and kind of look. So I don't know if it's got a different finish to it now than the original one did, or if maybe it's machined instead of stamped. I'm not quite sure, but something's definitely different about the look and feel to it. So I got it taken apart here because I want to show you. I actually found what the issue is and why this is happening to these guns. If you look here, this is my original frame they sent back. If that would focus. There you go. And the lighting's not the greatest. But you should be able to see that that's chewed up there. Okay? You see how it's all chewed up? So basically, if this will focus, what's occurring is the slide is coming back so far and with so much force that bottom piece there is what broke off on mine, okay? That when you fire it, it comes back and it's slamming into that part of the polymer frame. So that's why they're breaking. And I wondered if they would replace my frame or not, or if they would just leave it, because my thought was, well, you can clearly see where it's hitting and has been hitting for some time and with quite some force, where it's just digging into that and taking chunks out. So my thought process was I would almost leave it that way. That way in the future, there's already a little channel dug out to where this isn't going to hit it quite so hard. And so I believe that that's why they sent me back my original frame. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus with my nose. Anyways, I think maybe that's why they sent it back, because they probably thought the same thing, that it's already chewed down a little, so it's not going to hit it as hard now because there's already a little channel dug out. But regardless, now they gave me a new barrel and spring, remember, so, and it feels exactly the same. So the new spring's not any stiffer or anything, not that I can tell. So basically that's what's causing the issue with these broken slides, and that thing just keeps slamming into it. After it slams into it over and over enough times and hard enough, they're breaking. So I don't know if they have improved the slide so that it's stronger to handle that, or what. I did have somebody comment on the initial video showing that my slide broke that their replacement broke as well, but that was several months ago. So I'm not really sure if this piece is an improvement. Like I said, mine seems to have a different finish, at least. It feels different, so I don't know if that's because it's machined now instead of stamped or whatever. But because mine broke, and also because I had somebody telling me that their replacement also broke, from here on out in the future, I am only going to run your more generic high velocity ammo, because I did run some stingers through this and some velocitors. So basically the real high-end hyper velocity stuff. I mean, the stinger's 1600 feet per second out of a rifle. The velocitors is like 1400 feet a second out of a rifle, and that's with a 40 grain bullet. So those are basically maximum power rounds. So what I'm going to do to ensure that this doesn't happen again is only run your standard high velocity stuff that's like in the 1200 foot per second range with a 38 to 40 grain bullet. But anyways, that's it. I just wanted to update you guys that I got it back. It's fixed. Trying to get a hold of them through telephone isn't really working. You can do it online. When I sent it in, I got it back real fast, so that was good. And like I said, I made the mistake of sending it empty without the guts, and they just replaced it, no questions asked. So that was awesome. So I would have to say, other than not being able to get a hold of them via the telephone, that was pretty excellent customer service and a quick turnaround time. So hopefully this thing's good to go now. Like I said, I've already put about 100 rounds through it, no issue, and I'm not going to run that most powerful stuff. I'm just going to keep the standard high velocity stuff in there for longevity. So if you have one of these, I would definitely recommend not going with anything over like the 1200 feet per second range advertised velocity. If anything else happens with this pistol, I'll be sure to post an update. You'll probably see it coming up in some ballistic gel videos. I'm going to be doing some gel videos with 22 pistols, so this will be one I definitely use for that video. I also going to be able to finally do the videos I didn't get to complete with this, like I wanted to do a little accuracy test, see which ammo it prefers and stuff like that. But anyways, until next time, appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.